Do we know if that one in the back on the far right is male or female?
I opened that door. I basically went like this, and it was just, you know, hard, stiff, rigor, whatever you want to call it.
On the front seat,
Yeah.
right below, right where the shoulder rest is, that white stuff, is that brain matter or skull particulates?
All four were found shot to death inside an SUV that was abandoned in a cornfield in Dunn County.
My daughter losing her life the way she did and her friends. Totally meaningless. Never should have happened.
A farmer called 911 after he discovered a black Mercedes in his cornfield. What made him call 911 was not the car, but what was inside.
Yeah, we can do it.
Something. Just hurt.
We did open the back door. We need to open the back door.
Do we know if that one in the back on the far right is male or female?
Do you know? The one on the far back, behind the driver?
I thought it was a female.
So they were stiff when you moved them?
Yes.
Somebody said?
I opened that door. I basically went like this, and it was just, you know, hard, stiff, rigor, whatever you want to call it. Obviously, the male, we didn't check anything on him. I thought there was like a hole. Looks like there might be blood pooling in his ear, or I thought maybe that was an entry or exit wound. I'm not sure. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
I ran it.
Well, it looks like if an actual key started out push button too. There's a key there's no keys in the ignition.
A bunch of blood off their shoe. See that?
Yeah, it's pooled, yeah. Definite bullet wound to the right side of the face, right side of the ear on him.
Male?
On the male. Looks like an entrance wound right there.
It didn't look like an exit wound to me. I'm guessing she got shot in the body though. Yeah, there's blood on her left arm and on her right, and it's old. Watch your right shoulder, man.
Yep.
Oh, what's in the pocket, Dan?
There. Dried blood. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's dripping right now.
Oh yeah.
Male. And shot me in the head. Like, yep. There's the exit wound over here. See on the front seat?
Yeah.
Right below, right where the shoulder rest is, that white stuff, is that brain matter or skull particulates?
Hard to say.
Because she wearing her seatbelt still?
No,
I couldn't tell if it was just
behind her.
Behind her.
Just probably so that it wouldn't beep. Because the weight's in there, so it'd beep.
I want to know where the gunshot wound is on this other gal. How do you have exit wounds and there's no damage in the vehicle?
Well then, but also if it's a headshot, wouldn't she have splatter? I mean, you got splatter on him, but it's just weird.
Well, his is coming from his nose. You know, that's just draining from the nose from the brain.
Yeah, oh yeah.
All right. Well, did we look through the? Well, let's just get out of here, I guess. We'll go talk to Kyle.
Inside the car were 4 victims. Nitosha Presley, 30, sat at the passenger seat. Behind her sat 30-year-old Jasmine Sturm. Next to Jasmine sat Loyace Foreman, 35, and Jasmine's boyfriend. Behind the driver's seat sat Matthew Pettus, 26, and Jasmine's brother. Investigators found cell phones, 6 shell casings and receipts from the night before. But what puzzled investigators more was the discovery of an ID that did not belong to any of the victims. It belonged to a man called Antoine Suggs. So, who is he, and how is he connected to this case? Antoine is seen on surveillance footage driving a new Mercedes. This is the same car the victims were found in. Receipts found in the car placed all 4 victims around the St. Paul area. They had been drinking at Shamrocks before heading to another bar called White Squirrel. At around 1:23 a.m., the black Mercedes could be seen on camera. The 4 were joined by Antoine Suggs, who was not a stranger to Nitosha. At 3:29 a.m., all 4 friends left with Antoine in his Mercedes.
How on earth you can go from 5 people at a bar, seemingly being okay with each other, then getting into the same vehicle, and then not long after, 4 of them being dead.
Officers traced the route the Mercedes took.
They found both video and audio from a residence where you can hear the vehicle going by, and then you hear a series of 5 shots. And then there's a 13-second delay. It's more muffled, but it sounds like another shot. They believe that that was the time that they were killed.
Antoine drove all night with the 4 bodies still inside the car. At around 7 a.m., he stopped by a gas station to get something to eat. A closer look into the Mercedes, one could see Nitosha's body.
As plain as day, you can see Nitosha slumped over body in the passenger seat. At that point, we're 100% positive that's him who was driving the vehicle and who had committed these murders.
Why is he driving around with these bodies in the car? You could overinterpret that and say, well, maybe he's a psychopath, maybe he was doing it on purpose, maybe there was some sort of intent behind driving around for hours. But I think it's more likely to be the case that he created the situation, he killed these people, and then he didn't really know what to do next. And so he's basically buying time, which also suggests he didn't have a plan for this going in.
Surveillance footage also shows a Nissan pulling up to the Mercedes. It was Darren Osborne, Antoine's father. Both vehicles drove off with Osborne following close by.
Darren Osborne did admit that he was there. He still denied knowing anything about any homicides. He denied knowing that there were any dead bodies in the vehicle, and he said that he just thought that this was a drug deal that he was helping his son with. But he talked with his son through the open window on the passenger side, literally over Nitosha's body. It is really not possible that he could have done that without seeing at least Nitosha, if not the other people that were in the back.
Osborne later admitted that he in fact knew about the bodies. Antoine turned himself in and confessed to everything. He told police that he shot all 4 because he thought they were going to rob him.
What he said was that he got in the vehicle with this group of people. He only knew Nitosha and didn't even know her very well. And he said that the people that he got in there with were acting kind of strange, and he said they were talking in code. He actually testified he had a very large amount of cash in the vehicle, many thousands, and he was getting nervous about it. It was just a day or 2 before the murders where we have Mr. Suggs in the vehicle, in the Mercedes, and there was a woman that we believe was Nitosha sitting in the front passenger seat. Mr. Suggs gets out. Actually, before he gets out, he makes a motion as if he had a gun, and then reaches down and puts it underneath his seat. Then he gets out, goes off camera for a little while, and then comes back in and drives away.
After dumping the bodies, he got into his father's car and they drove off.
The injuries that were suffered by the 4 victims were of marksman quality. The way that their bodies were positioned was not an aggressive type posture.
He said that it was all 6 shots in rapid succession, and we know from the video that also had the audio of the shots that that's not the way it happened. The idea that he just fired 6 shots in rapid fire, that's just simply not consistent with the evidence.
Antoine Suggs received a 103-year prison sentence in 2023, while his father, Darren Osborne, was sentenced to almost 5 years in 2022 for aiding an offender, but later received a concurrent 16-year sentence in Wisconsin in 2025 for hiding the bodies.
My brother Matt had a big heart. He was very kind. He had a great head on his shoulders, and he just offered the best feedback and advice.
Tasha, she had a smile that lit up the whole room. She had a beautiful personality. She was the life of the party.
Jasmine and Loyace were dating. Actually, they were probably going to get married. He was soft-spoken, kind. Jasmine said, you know, Mom, I think I could spend my life with this man.
All 4 victims were parents.
Oh.